Hey everybody, it's KyleHuntFitness, and I'm back with another question for the Dorm Room Intelligence series that I'm running. And actually today we have two questions. Our first question is from Ryan King. And actually it's another two-part question. What is the best training program for strictly putting on size? And what are any other supplement recommendations to go along with that? Well, to answer the first part of the question, I think any program can be the best training program for putting on size. I can make a couple recommendations. I think in order to put on size, of course, you got to make that training progressive. So either using heavier weights is one way. A lot of people just increasingly put weight on the bar, and that makes progress for muscle growth. Changing up your rep scheme is another way. So don't just train in one exact rep scheme. So if you're doing 8 to 12 all the time, even though a lot of people say that is the best rep range to put on muscle growth, and I'm not going to disagree with that, but I think there's a lot of benefit for using different rep ranges than just one. So let's say occasionally it's train in the 5 to 6 range or 4 to 6 range, then train 8 to 12, and even higher rep training has its advantages. So don't just marry yourself to one rep range. So progression, rep range, heavy compound movements. I think if you're trying to put on an optimal amount of size, you're gonna want to use heavy weights with compound movements, multi joints, stuff like that. So I think as long as your program is progressive, using heavy weights with multi joint movements, and you're changing your rep range, that's gonna set you up for success. And as far as supplements goes, I know this is cliche, but yeah, if your nutrition plan is on point to gain size, if you're eating enough calories and everything like that, you should be set. A few supplements, I think a protein powder is nice to have to make sure you hit those protein totals that you're going for. But it's not necessary. You can do it without it, but everybody has protein. I think it's really beneficial, but you can get it without it. And then just another supplement, I think creatine monohydrate is, if you're going to go to the next best in line behind protein powder, is probably what you're going to look at. Still, monohydrate's the most, it's still the cheapest, and it has the most research behind it. There's a lot of other options, but for your money, I would just go with creatine monohydrate. So hopefully that answers that. Now for the second question is from Miguel, and this question is, does delayed onset muscle soreness equate to muscle growth? And this is a question that you see a lot. A lot of people, the next day are, rating their workout they had the previous day on how sore they are. And while that is an okay comparison, if you go in there and do nothing, obviously you're not going to be sore. Or if you go really hard, most likely you're going to be sore, especially if you're using new exercises or new rep range or something different than what your body is used to. But muscle soreness is not a prerequisite for muscle growth. You do not need to get sore to make sure your workout's productive or gain strength or gain soreness. Gain size. But one thing soreness does do is it gauges, like I said, how hard your workout was. But a lot of people work out really hard and don't get sore. So really it's really all variable. So what I would say to end this is just, while muscle soreness can gauge how hard you went, it doesn't necessarily mean if you're sore you gained muscle, or if you weren't sore you didn't have a productive workout. So there's no real correlation there. There's no scientific study that shows that muscle soreness equates to muscle growth, so there's really not a direct connection there. But hopefully that answers your question, and until next time.